Screw the rules, he's got plot armor. I'm Ashley with WatchMojo, and these are the top 10 times Yugi cheated in Yu-Gi-Oh! Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at the times across the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series where our main protagonist obviously bent the rules of the game in order to secure victory. Honestly, it's kinda shocking how many times he's gotten away with this shit.
I almost couldn't control it. This other presence deep inside me.
Number 10, Bakura helps Yugi defeat Yami Bakura. It's hard to really call this a duel given the whole supernatural aspect of it.
Hey Yugi! Yeah! What the? You're a giant!
After Yami Bakura turns the gang into monster cards, it looks like the game's over for everyone involved. That is until the real Bakura takes the form of the magic card Change of Heart and somehow manages to disobey his master's orders, instead taking over Yami Bakura's monster card instead of one of Yami Yugi's.
I want to help, but we must act quickly, Yugi. I've taken over one of his cards instead of yours. Huh?
If not for this little bit of help, Yugi may have ended up taking a one-way trip to the dreaded Shadow Realm.
Use the power of the Dark Magician! Send him to the graveyard! Now!
You got it! Dark magic attack!
Number 9, Mammoth Graveyard Fusion. Fusion doesn't work that way. Granted, there are very few things that could ever hope to defeat the likes of the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, but surely Yugi could have thought of something that wasn't this convoluted.
For I'm going to show you the combo that will bring your dragon down. Mammoth Graveyard, Polymerization, and the Living Arrow card.
Faced with the overwhelming strength of Kaiba's strongest monster, Yugi decides that the only way to defeat old Blue Eyes would be to fuse it with his Mammoth Graveyard, which then starts to weaken and decay it from within.
Since my Mammoth Graveyard is an undead type monster, he can't properly fuse with your living Ultimate Dragon. Instead, it causes your monster to rot and decay from the inside out.
Even with the whole Living Arrow shtick, the way this plays out is totally out of left field. Might have worked too if not for Kaiba's secret weapon, the Suicide card.
Your move, Yugi. You can attack my Blue Eyes again and wipe out my remaining life points, but if you do, the resulting shockwaves might cause me to lose my balance.
Don't tempt me!
Number 8, Lightforce Sword. Come on, Yugi. Did you really think you could play a trap card on your first turn right out of your hand and no one would notice?
I play Lightforce Sword!
Even casual watchers who don't know the intricacies of the game know that you can't do that. Using it against a rare hunter in order to stop him from summoning Exodia was a great idea on his part, but it doesn't change the fact that using it right off the bat was a clear violation of the rules.
Go, Lightforce Sword! Oh! Not that one! You pierced Exodia's right arm!
Shouldn't he have been kicked out of the Battle City tournament for a stunt like that?
He was a cheat!
Not anymore!
Number 7, Infinity +1. Forget about the rules of duel monsters, this is just basic math. Despite managing to outplay darts with his top tier monster cards, Yugi finds himself backed into a corner when the former resident of Atlantis summons Divine Serpent, a monster with infinite attack points.
But if you destroy him, you win.
His strength, it's infinite!
How does he manage to overcome such a beast? Simple, by having his monsters endlessly reflect attacks off each other until they also reached infinite attack points, merging them together and then launch a brand new attack, which is somehow even stronger than Infinity.
Your Divine Serpent's strength may be infinite, but that's still not enough, for now there's a force beyond infinity! My Knight of Destiny!
None of this makes sense.
And with that, our duel comes to an end.
Number 6, destroying the Castle of Dark Illusions. There were some brilliant examples of dueling dumbfoundery in the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh!, though this one has a special place in our hearts.
is now! Catapult Turtle!
Mostly due to how it turns the whole thing into anime Monster Hunter, what with how Yugi managed to break off part of an opponent's card to win the day. Well, we must have missed that in the rulebook. Either way, Yugi does indeed bring Panic's life points to 0 by means of launching a monster via Catapult Turtle, which manages to break apart the floating device around the Castle of Dark Illusions, which then proceeds to plummet down and wipe out the remainder of his monsters. Yeah, that was a thing. Number 5, winning Slifer. Using both Brain Control and Revival Jam together in order to create an endless loop that would eventually result in the mind-controlled strings running out of cards was certainly one of the smarter ways that Yugi has won a duel.
You know what happens now.
Revival Jam revives itself again!
Too bad it shouldn't have worked. Instead of constantly coming back each time to block Slifer's attack, Revival Jam should have gone straight back to Strings' graveyard, not Yugi's, which would have meant Yugi would have lost possession of the card.
My Egyptian god card will continue to grow stronger with each cycle as I draw more cards. But it doesn't matter because I'm trapped. There's no way out!
We'll let this one slide though, considering it's probably the most brilliant moment of the show.
It can't be! How could I lose with an Egyptian god card in my deck?
Number 4, attacking the moon. There are so many things wrong with this winning move that is kind of hilarious.
But his target isn't your sea monsters. I'm having him attack a card I put on the field myself.
During the final stages of his match against Water Master Mako, Yugi finally turns the tide, quite literally, by having his giant Soldier of Stone destroy the orbiting moon in order to reduce the water flow, leaving Mako vulnerable as a result.
Now, Stone Soldier, destroy the moon!
Okay, let's rapid fire this. Field cards can't be attacked by monsters, let alone ones on the player's own side. You were robbed, Mako. Plain and simple, you poor freaky fish guy.
No!
Number 3, Kaiba saves Yugi. Kaiba assisting Yugi is already unsettling enough, but watching him go out of his way to hack into a duel to aid his rival is just unnatural.
But shouldn't we first wait to see Yugi's next move?
We can't afford to risk Yugi losing the duel. Upload.
Viral injection underway.
While facing off against the ghost of Kaiba's ego, Yugi is put in a perilous position when the fraud unleashes the Blue Eyes White Dragon. No worries, Yugi, Kaiba's on the job, since he uploads a virus to weaken it. Oh, and he also cried Yugi's name really loud and saved him from losing the duel. Somehow.
Yugi!
Kaiba?
Honestly, the only way Yugi could have topped this kind of foul play would be if the useless mystical elf randomly got the ability to power up other monsters. Now wait.
She's been chanting a spell since I put her on the field. It allows the mystical elf to transfer her own attack power to any other monster I choose.
What? This can't be!
This move was inspired by Seto Kaiba himself.
Number 2, 2 against 1. This one's a little tricky since it's not like the Pharaoh is going around and spiritually looking at the decks of his opponents a la Pegasus, but you can't deny there's some advantage to having two minds working in unison in order to win a duel.
We all did it.
Ha!
Together.
That's right, as friends.
And in the end, that's what it came down to.
Think about it. Yugi could have lost that duel against Mai during the quarterfinals if not for Atem and him teaming up again.
You promised we'd do this my way, right?
Yes, I did. And my word is my bond.
Point is, the duo clearly work in tandem to devise the best winning strategies, which is more than we can say for the other players.
It's more like we have a spiritual connection that goes far beyond any, "Hey, big Yugi, has little Yugi been cheating this whole time?" Oh, you guys can all just go straight to hell.
Number 1. Grooming Joey for defeat. Hear us out.
Here, add this to your deck. It can be helpful in a tight spot.
Yugi was the one who gave Joey his trusty Time Wizard, which would eventually become one of his most reliable monsters, saving his goose on multiple occasions thanks to its ability to help age his monsters into stronger forms, all the while making his opponent's monsters weaker.
Attack it, my 3 Harpies sisters! What? What happened to my Harpy ladies? They've gotten so old!
When Joey uses this same strategy against Yugi in the Duelist Kingdom semi-finals, Dark Magician instead turns into the powerful Dark Sage, which paves the way to his victory.
But it made him stronger, not weaker. And with age comes great wisdom. 1,000 years of wisdom that have transformed him into the Dark Sage.
Yugi obviously knew all about this effect, as is evident by the fact that he wasn't surprised at all. And what makes this worse is he clearly neglected to inform Joey about it beforehand. That's cold, Yugi.
You fought a valiant duel, my friend, and this is the hardest move I've ever had to make. But this ends now.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.